Sounds like Joe Rogan really didn't pull any punches this time. He's known for speaking his mind, but going after Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively like that, that's definitely shaking things up. If he's siding with Justin Baldoni in the legal mess, you know it's serious, and people are definitely taking notice. Do you think this could actually hurt Deadpool's future? I mean, when Joe Rogan speaks, people listen, and it's hard to ignore the potential fallout when someone that big gets involved in Hollywood drama. What's your take on this? Does it feel like Ryan and Blake are headed for a major PR crisis?
Blake Lively, talk about ruin your reputation, and Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, they've up. Ryan's trying to get out of it now. He's trying to get out of the lawsuit, and they're like, you are a key part of this.
This is what you get, though. This is what you get. You're trying to ruin a guy's livelihood by using the Me Too movement?
Because they were trying to take over the movie.
Yeah.
They were trying to take over the movie and the whole franchise. He owned the franchise. The whole thing's crazy. And he's suing the New York Times, and he's got a great case.
He's going hard in the paint. But that's what it takes.
That's what it takes.
It's like Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
He's like, all right.
Yeah.
He did it for the boys.
Exactly. You got to do it.
You need real to be like, nah, man, I ain't going out like this.
Joe Rogan didn't hold back at all, huh? Calling out Blake and Ryan for suing Baldoni and wrecking their own reputations must have stung. When Rogan speaks out like that, it definitely gets attention. And giving Justin props for standing up to A-listers like them, that's a big move. He's not backing down, especially with all the receipts Justin's been posting. Text messages, audio recordings, and even a whole website detailing the drama. That's a lot for Blake and Ryan to overcome. What do you think about Justin putting all that out there? Do you think it's helping his case, or just adding more fuel to the fire?
God only knows I just got lost.
No, I think it's more romantic.
We have no issue talking most of the time.
Yeah, and you're like, what are they saying?
One of Joe Rogan definitely went all in, huh? The fact that one of those texts supposedly contradicts Blake's claims adds a whole new layer to this drama, and the way he's framing the lawsuit, suggesting it's more about control of the movie and franchise than anything else. Seems like a major revelation. Comparing it to Johnny Depp's legal battle only makes it seem more intense. The trial's still years away, so things are definitely going to keep unfolding. Then, of course, the Marvel scandal. That's a whole other level. The idea that some A-listers are skipping auditions and using their influence to get roles is crazy. And now the fans are connecting the dots with Blake and Ryan. The fact that Marvel execs weren't feeling the pressure from Blake's team just adds to the mess. Ryan's team trying to stop Rogan from spilling more tea. Definitely looks like there's more going on behind the scenes than we know. What do you think? Is Joe revealing the tip of the iceberg? Or is this just more Hollywood gossip?
What if she just turned positive, just now? Positive for pregnancy.
I just disagree that.
What if it just happened today?
You can draw a line on when.
You can't.
Like, once life has begun, I don't think you draw lines. At the very moment.
This time, he's standing firm, not offering any retraction, clarification, or damage control. Just complete silence. This silence only made things worse for Ryan Reynolds. Once fans thought Ryan might be affected by what Rogan said, the internet began searching for more information. They found a lot, leading people to reanalyze Blake's sudden interest in Marvel, along with rumors about possible backdoor deals, and Ryan allegedly helping her secure a spot. The irony is that if Ryan had ignored it, the rumor likely would have faded away like many others. Instead, he reacted, and that's when people started digging deeper. When a celebrity tries too hard to shut something down, it often signals there's something they don't want us to know. This time, Ryan's carefully controlled public image started to crack. Things took a wild turn when a clip surfaced, where Rogan sarcastically called Ryan a predator. Regardless of whether it was a joke or not, the internet ran with it. Fans began looking at every questionable moment from Ryan's past interviews, and the focus shifted from just Marvel rumors to a full-on attack on his character.
Like right next to him, so we're just
You guys are so sweet not to shout.
Yeah.
And while all of this was happening, Blake attended the A Simple Favor sequel premiere, alone. Normally, this wouldn't be a big deal, but the energy that night felt off. Fans weren't as excited, and the atmosphere was cold. The biggest red flag? Ryan wasn't there. Some tried to argue it wasn't his movie, so why would he attend? But let's be real. Hollywood couples show up for each other's big events all the time. Given everything going on, his absence only made people more suspicious. The real bombshell came when a protester appeared outside the premiere, holding a sign that read, "Justice for Justin Bologna." This was a clear reference to the legal drama that Blake's team had been trying to bury. While it wasn't a major protest, it reminded everyone that Blake's perfect public image wasn't as untouchable as it once seemed. In Hollywood, once cracks begin to show, it's often the beginning of the end. Now let's talk about Marvel. Industry insiders say that the higher-ups aren't happy with all the controversy. Marvel depends on maintaining a controlled, family-friendly image, and the last thing they need is their top star involved in internet drama. If history has taught us anything, it's that Marvel won't hesitate to drop a liability, even if that liability is Ryan, one of their most bankable stars. If this drama keeps growing, don't be surprised if Marvel starts distancing themselves. To make things worse, Blake is reportedly losing favor with luxury brands and fashion elites, the same people who once built campaigns around her. In Hollywood, that's a death sentence. No big announcements, no official blacklisting, just a slow, quiet fade out. When brands pull back, stylists stop calling, and co-stars stop mentioning you in interviews. That's when you know things are bad. Right now, the silence surrounding Ryan and Blake is deafening. In the world of Hollywood, every move is calculated, and the jabs, the shade, they're all part of the game.
Reynolds, how's it going?
Great. Why? What have you heard?
As public scrutiny intensified, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, public relations teams sprang into action, attempting to divert attention and mend their clients' images. Blake, known for her media savvy, suddenly went silent. No tweets, Instagram posts, or interviews. For someone whose public persona is built on being relatable, this absence felt deliberate, as if saying nothing was safer than saying the wrong thing. Ryan, while not completely out of the spotlight, seemed more reserved. At events like the SNL 50 anniversary special, he addressed the situation with humor, quipping about the recent drama. However, despite these attempts at normalcy, the couple's actions only fueled further speculation, leaving the public and media to fill in the gaps with their own interpretations.
Really quick.
Ryan kept up appearances, promoting his new projects, pushing his business ventures, and doing his best to stay away from the Marvel drama. But fans quickly noticed the usual. Effortless charm was missing. His smile seemed forced. His jokes fell flat, and the whole act felt staged. None of their usual PR tricks were working. Gossip blogs that once adored Blake's style and Ryan's wit were now ignoring them completely. Blake's team tried to shift the narrative, pushing stories about her dedication to motherhood and strength in the face of adversity. But it didn't work. Everything felt forced, like a desperate attempt to change the conversation. The problem with Hollywood is that the longer a narrative stays out there, the harder it becomes to control. Ryan and Blake built their careers on maintaining control, but now the internet, the press, and even other celebrities were telling their story. Once you lose control, the industry starts writing it for you. Suddenly, Their image wasn't about their talent or success. It was about desperation. They were seen as a couple, scrambling to outrun a scandal that wouldn't go away. The betrayal started to stack up. Cold shoulders, brands pulling back, and the same industry that once protected them slowly distancing itself.
Blake Lively's empire is crumbling. Her once thriving hair care line is tanking, and retailers are pulling her products off the shelves. Sales are plummeting, investors are backing out, and her cocktail brand could be next.
Hollywood doesn't support talent. It supports perception. When powerful people no longer see you as valuable, they let you sink.
It is important in times like these to have a distraction. And that's why I want to personally extend my gratitude to Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively. Thank you.
Marvel controversy may have started as whispers, but when Joe's comments went viral, the story exploded. Fans began connecting the dots, digging up old receipts, and questioning every move the couple made. Here's the kicker. Even if nothing illegal happened, that doesn't matter in Hollywood. What truly matters is what people believe. Right now, more and more people believe that Ryan and Blake have been playing a behind-the-scenes power game that's finally catching up to them. The fact that Ryan even responded speaks volumes. He's someone who usually lets charm and silence do the talking, but silence wasn't working this time, especially with someone like Joe Rogan fanning the flames. In the court of public opinion, once doubt sets in, the damage is already done. Did you see the awkward energy at the premiere? The way her co-stars were avoiding her like she had the plague. This isn't just a one-time PR blunder. It's starting to look like a full-blown industry cold shoulder. Here's the thing. Blake's career has always been more about her image than acting talent. No shade, but she's not exactly winning Oscars. She built her brand on being the fashion icon, the relatable cool girl who could charm anyone in interviews. But when that image starts cracking, what's left? Silence. And right now, that silence is what's killing her career. Now let's talk about this messy PR war. Word on the street is that Blake was the one who started dropping dirt on Justin. And it came through her PR agent, not some random smear campaign. It was strategic, but it completely backfired. Instead of making him look bad, she's the one taking the fall. This is what makes her downfall even worse. It's not an explosive scandal that makes headlines for a few weeks and then fades away. It's slow, painful, and impossible to escape. The phone calls slow down. The fashion invites stop coming, and Hollywood moves on without you. Hollywood doesn't care about who's right or wrong in a scandal. They care about who's still valuable. If you lose power, you lose everything. Ryan and Blake may still be smiling in public, but behind the scenes, their grip on power is slipping. Because in the end, it's not about box office numbers or social media followers. It's about influence, the kind that makes people look the other way when things get messy. And if that's gone, so is the future they worked so hard to build. Honestly, the most shocking part of this whole situation is how fast everything is falling apart. One bad move, and Hollywood is already writing you off. But this story has more layers than just public opinion. The lawsuit battle is still ongoing, and it might be hitting one of them harder than we know. Last week was a whirlwind, with court documents flying all over the place, and wild conspiracy theories popping up. We've got some crazy updates about the Blake Lively versus Justin Baldoni lawsuits. So stay tuned. What if Justin Baldoni's team is actually giving Blake Lively an out? Sounds crazy, right? But hear me out. Some believe that Justin's team might be secretly pointing the finger at the real villain, the PR company that might have fed Blake some very wrong information. I know Blake needs to face the music, but imagine this. Blake makes a huge public apology, admitting she got it wrong, and shifts the blame to the PR people who misled her. Justin gets vindicated, and Blake saves face by throwing her PR people under the bus. It sounds like a crazy theory, but it could actually make sense. Now here's where things get even more interesting. A new batch of court documents just dropped, and Jen Isle, who's on Justin's side, is spilling serious tea about Stephanie Jones, the PR maven at the center of all this drama. Apparently, this woman is wild. Jen claims that Jones used to have a psychic who would predict things about her employees. Yeah, you heard that right. A psychic. That's some next-level Hollywood stuff. But it gets even crazier. According to Jen, Stephanie didn't just rely on psychic predictions. She was also heavily meddling in business affairs. She took confidential info from her employees' phones, passed it to Blake, and sparked this entire explosive situation. People are even saying Blake, who might have wanted to keep things under wraps, could have been manipulated into going after Justin. Stephanie was also making Blake think Justin was running some smear campaign against her. Now let's talk about Stephanie herself. According to the new filings, she went from being a well-respected PR pro to a total mess. She was throwing tantrums, accusing her employees of disloyalty, and even playing mind games. At one point, she was accusing Jen of being an alcoholic and a gambling addict, claims with no basis whatsoever. And if that wasn't crazy enough, she announced, based on her psychic's vision, that Abel was about to be pregnant with twins. Imagine your boss telling people about your personal life based on some psychic's prediction. This whole situation sounds like something straight out of a Netflix docu-series. Messy, chaotic, and a total PR nightmare. But it doesn't stop there. Stephanie apparently had a hobby of creating fake social media accounts to stalk and troll former employees and journalists. People even accused her of planting stories in the media just to get back at her old clients. The more you dig into this, the more it seems like Stephanie is the real villain behind all of this chaos. She's the one who got involved with the leaked texts, planted seeds of doubt in Blake's head, and let her own personal drama spiral out of control. It makes you wonder, is Blake Lively just a pawn in this mess? Could she have a shot at clearing her name and shifting the blame? We're still waiting for the judge's final decision, but one thing's for sure, this drama is far from over. Make sure you stay updated with the next court developments. Do you think Blake Lively is just a pawn in this whole mess? Or is she just as guilty as she seems? Drop your thoughts below.